Today I'm going to talk to you about Oklahoma teachers deserving a pay raise. Education is key to the success of many people. Right now, Oklahoma is ranked 46th in the nation for education. According to Oklahoma, we have 692,000 students enrolled for the 2015-2016 school year. According to State Department of Education, starting pay for teachers with zero experience and a bachelor's degree coming out of college is $31,000. If they apply to receive a certificate for education along with their bachelor's degree, they can start out at $32,000 a year. If they stay on the job for 25 years and they have had obtained their doctorate degree throughout that period of time, our teachers can earn up to $46,000 a year. This is a growing issue. Teachers in Oklahoma need a pay raise because anyone that may have a doctorate's degree, a master's degree, or anything like that come out working at a different type of corporate position can be making anywhere from $50,000 to $90,000 a year. We have to get out of this mindset that Oklahoma, or that teachers in general, have this job that's so easy. They babysit kids all day, they are off 2.5 months in the summertime, they don't work a full 8-hour shift. People need to understand that teachers do work in the summertime, and it may not be a teaching position. They may be your florist, they may be your Walmart cashier, they may be doing something that you wouldn't see them do because the pay that we give them, they have to compensate for that amount. Right now, a lot of teachers in Oklahoma do have second jobs. They work the second job to compensate for the pay that they aren't receiving with their present job. It's hard to say. I would say in the last 5 years, Oklahoma has been really big on pushing people to become teachers. I know from experience in Tulsa Public Schools, we've had a lot of teacher hirings, and yet we don't have the money to hire them. Oklahoma is faced with major budget cuts at this point. $47 million, I believe, is the amount, and we have the funds to not even support a full school week at this point. Tulsa Public Schools just announced that they were going to be retiring or letting administrators leave early to take an early leave payout by April 15th because we can't afford to keep them on staff. So aside from our budget cuts, teachers receiving an increase is very vital to Oklahoma's foundation. I have a friend who is a teacher. He was a teacher in Oklahoma and decided that he needed to take a different path and try to go teach in a different state. So he chose to go to Dallas and teach. And he stated that the reason that he chose to do that was because, one, Oklahoma doesn't care about their teachers, and two, the pay here is next to poverty level. Dallas, I believe their median income for teachers is $53,000. They start them about $40,000 a year, depending on experience. Looking at that, there's no comparison. How do we say, okay, we're going to keep our teachers here when we can pull out all the stops, but we don't have the money to afford to keep our teachers here or to give them a pay raise? Governor Fallon just said that she was going to enact that all teachers across Oklahoma receive a $3,000 pay raise by utilizing a $1.50 tax on cigarettes and putting that into a fund to do so. And it sounds good, but I'm sure other times there have been things stated before and they haven't worked. So I'm going to talk about 3 different schools in 3 different states that decided that enough was enough and they needed to pay their teachers. So they implemented some incentives that would allow that to happen with a slight tax increase or with an increase to the city and the state. In Denver, the union and administrators came together and they decided that the teachers needed to receive pay raises and bonuses. These bonuses and pay raises were going to be based on student growth, evaluation of the teachers, and the professional development. These three areas are key to teachers receiving pay incentives, and this was for all three states. So with student growth, they made an incentive as to if the kids showed up, students at a 95 to 98% were always on time with attendance, the teachers would receive a $250 bonus for each time that occurred. There's other incentives where the teachers are evaluated with professionals, and then they're evaluating themselves, and they're evaluated amongst their peers. Then they would receive a $1,000 bonus to compensate for their time. There was also incentives where the teachers had to, where they would be paid for going to classes to develop their professional development, as well as implementing those professional developments once they came out of class and implemented those into their own class. These are just small ways that can make a big difference. $250, it doesn't sound like much, but to a $31,000 salary, all incentives sound great. Bonuses are great. Even at regular jobs, we can't wait to get a bonus, or we can't wait to have some type of competition or some type of incentive that says, hey, you can make more money without having to work overtime or kill yourself. Teachers are already doing that. We need to be rewarding them for their professional development, for their time, for educating our kids. And this is why it's vitally important that Oklahoma look into different options when it comes to making changes to teacher salary. We need to increase their salary, and we need to find ways to do so without breaking the bank, without cutting into budgets, without upsetting the population with tax increases, and find out how we can retain our teachers and how our teachers can begin to have a better morale about going to work, how they can feel better about not having to come out of pocket for supplies, and so on and so forth. So I hope that this kind of gave you a little bit of insight on some different ways that we can try to boost our teachers' morale and also increase their pay. Thank you.